welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany Bundles, and today I'm going to be doing we're going to be having a conversation. I typically choose my topics for my videos based on life events, so either testimonials or story times from my past experiences, or I talk about different topics that came up or that come up during consultations or via emails or text messages or even in person. And so, you know, this video is really no different in that aspect, as far as the topic is inspired by conversations that I do have with other people, and some of the things that come up when I am probing different reasons, as far as, you know, hey, what is stopping you from wanting to get started with your business? And so today's topic is going to be touching on, you don't have to choose between being a parent and starting a business. And so if you are interested in this conversation, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Please make sure that you are subscribed, and let's get right into the video. So like I mentioned, this video is inspired by conversations that I have, and you know, you'll be surprised. Well, I don't know if you'll be surprised, but a lot of people, you know, have different reasons as far as why they're not embarking on their business journey. Not all of the issues are money related. You know, I think a lot of times we just automatically assume, well, not we, but even for me, I'll say me, a lot of times before I started asking the right questions, I would kind of like assume like, okay, maybe they're not wanting to start their business because of financial limitation. One thing that I had to learn, and that's why I stress this in a lot of videos, is asking the right questions and building relationships, because you assuming things can definitely stop a lot of relationships, and it can have a negative impact on your business. And so just learning how to have better relationships, how to speak with people verbally, face to face, via email, via text, and things like that, has really helped me grow, you know, and strengthen so many of my skills. And not just that, but it has a positive effect on my business life as well. And so with that being said, you know, you can still be a mother, you can still be a father, a full-time mother, a full-time father, a good mother, and still run a business. So we're going to be talking about that today. First thing that I want to talk about is, or the first thing that I have highlighted is, many people believe that it is impossible to do both efficiently, but it is and can be done. So I'm living proof that you can run a business and still be a parent to your children. I can see why some people think you have to choose both between the two, because they're both huge tasks. You know what I mean? Like, running a business takes a lot of work and effort, and so does being a parent. But it's not to say that it can't be done. To say that you can't be a parent or a good parent and run a business is similar to saying that you can't be a parent and go to school, or you can't be a parent and work a 9-to-5, or you can't be a parent and decide to take on, you know, an extracurricular activity, such as, you know, I don't know, any type of craft or hobby that you have. Like, that's not true. And that's one of the things that sometimes we tell ourselves, that, you know, hey, this is the reason why I can't start my business. This is the reason why I can't embark. And, you know, a lot of people, from just me asking, look back and they have regrets. Like, you know what, all these years that I thought I couldn't start on my business because of this and that, I really could. And so, you know, there were times definitely that I had to realign my schedule. There are times that I definitely have to be a little bit more strategic with my time planning. You know, there's times that I definitely have to come up with different practices and routines that will help me and aid me in being able to do both. But like I said, it's been done for years before I was even born. It's being done by many of people, and you know, it can definitely be done. So the next thing that I want to talk about is get back to you. So a lot of times when I say get back to you, or, you know, when it comes up in topic as far as getting back to you, I've heard people say, you know, hey, getting back to you, that's selfish. And it's like, it's not. Getting back to you does not mean that you're neglecting anyone else. Taking care of you does not mean that you can't take care of your children. Taking care of your needs does not mean that you're missing out or slacking on other people's needs. You do have to take care of yourself. I don't want to say you have to, because there's many people that don't take care of themselves and they live day to day, and that's just how they choose to live their life. But I'm saying that you definitely, there's nothing wrong with you deciding to, you know what, I'm going to get back to me. Now, like I said before, getting back to you doesn't mean that you're going to start neglecting anyone else. I'm getting back to me, so I'm not worried about them. No, it doesn't mean that at all. But it means that you can still strengthen up on your skills. You can still feed your interests. You can still feed your wants. You can still feed your goals, you know, and work towards your goals. And it doesn't take away from anything else. It's kind of like the same analogy where some people, they think, hey, if I show love to this one company, that means I ain't showing love for me, or that means I don't really support me. If I support you, I can't support me. And it's like, no, you can do both things. You can support someone else and still support your business. You can have faith in goals with your business and still have faith and you know, different positive hopes for another business. You know, it doesn't take away from you. So just like I mentioned, you can be a parent, and a good parent at that, and still take care of yourself. And you know, one thing that I want to say is, you are best when you take care of yourself. You're best. We think, you know, there are studies that have proven that you are at your best when you take care of yourself. So becoming a better mom, becoming a better father, becoming a better person in general definitely can affect the way that we treat others. You know, sometimes you may find yourself feeling depressed. Sometimes you may find yourself feeling down. And even though you may still get your tasks done, the attitude while doing the task can be stressful, or you can feel, you know, upset, or you can feel like, you know, I'm alone, or whatever feelings you may have. But it's proven that if you take care of yourself and you do something that's fulfilling for you, and you start listening to what it is you want to do and getting back to caring for yourself as well, that you'll be a more well-rounded person. And so that's another point, or another check on the board for parenting, and also creating your business and going after your dreams. Now, the next thing that I want to go over is, you know, people may say, well, how can you do it? How can you do it then? How can I be a parent, and how can I also, you know, run a business? Well, you know, for me, from my experience, I can tell you that time management and planning definitely helped. I'm not a super organized person down to the T. I wish I was. I'm working toward it every day, but I'm just not, just to be honest. But you don't have to be. I just strategically plan out my time. So, you know, getting the kids or getting your children on a schedule, depending on what, you know, what age they are and how your family runs, can definitely be helpful. It was helpful to me. Having a set time that I can anticipate them going to sleep, having a set time that I can anticipate me working, having a set time that I can allow myself to really unwind and focus and think about the next strategy that I have for me, you know, my family and I. And so during nap times, you know, it's a great time to say, you know what, the kids are sleeping. I'm going to take a moment and get started with my website. Or, you know what, the kids are at school, so this is a great time for me to actually do a little bit more research in the field that I'm interested in becoming a part of, or do a little bit more research on the service that I'm looking at providing. Or, you know, this is going to be my time to do a little bit more research and to get a little bit more familiar with what it is I'm wanting to do for my business and for my fulfillment purposes. Not only that, but also try to incorporate like different plans and teach your children while you're working. So a lot of things that I teach my children happen while I'm working. You know, there's working on a business. Being an entrepreneur is a great way to show your children so many skills. You know, sometimes my kids will walk in when I'm on the computer. I may be doing a consultation. I may be creating a website. I may be processing orders, and they ask questions. And it gives me an opportunity to explain to them what I'm doing. It gives me an opportunity to explain to them that they really can do anything that they want to do. I teach them all the time, not just by, you know, my words, but also by my actions, that, you know, you can literally do whatever it is you want to do, whether people believe in you, whether they don't, whether you're rich, whether you're not. You know, you really can choose how you're going to move forward in life. And so them being able to come into my salon, you know, they were a big part of renovating the salon with me. You know, I had them help with painting. Even if you go back and look at some of my videos when I was moving out of the salon, you know, I had them there when I was moving out, and they were like, I'm helping mom do this, do that. And, you know, it helps them feel a sense of accomplishment as well. You know, they feel like they're doing something. They feel like they're a part of a big project. And they're able to really see, okay, hey, you know, if my mom did it, then I can do it too. One of the, you know, cutest stories, my son came home and told me, he said they were doing this project in school, and it was on entrepreneurship, and his teachers were telling them what an entrepreneur is, and, you know, giving them different, I guess, different business ideas that they had to choose from as a group. And they had to, you know, do some kind of activity where they chose the business, and they kind kind of planned out how their business was going to run. Their teacher was saying, I know a lot of you may have not heard of this word entrepreneurship, and this is a huge word, so if you don't know what it means, that's okay. I'm going to explain it to you. And my son said, I know what that means. My mom's an entrepreneur. My mom taught me this. My mom taught me that. And he said he just kept going and explaining to the class what entrepreneurship was. And I'm just sitting here thinking, in elementary school, talking about entrepreneurship. When I was in elementary, if you asked me what an entrepreneur was, I wouldn't know. And so the fact that my children have been able to pick up, even when you think your kids aren't listening and watching, they are. And the fact that they've been able to pick up on the word entrepreneurship, they've been able to pick up on what a presentation is, what a consultation is, and things that I typically do in my day-to-day life really touched my heart. And it really made me more motivated to keep going. And so, a lot of times, like I said, when I hear different things as far as I can't do that right now, I'm a mom. It's like, I'm a mom too. But the reason that I can do it is because I'm a mom. Some of these skills that I've built to be able to talk to different people comes from being a mother. Some of the ideas that I have, it comes from my children. Not everything, of course, but comes from different things that I see in my day-to-day life, And so I enjoy being a parent, and I enjoy being able to show my children options as far as how they want to live. If they decide that they want to go to college, I support them in that. If they decide that they want to work a 9-to-5 job, I support them in that. If they decide that they want to open a business, I support them in that. But, my whole goal as a parent is to let my children know and see that they can do anything that they want to do. And regardless of what limitations the world and the society may put out to them, they can overcome that. But I'm saying that if you are going to, teach your children to have options, then you're doing a service by actually going forth and living your life as a testimony and saying, you know what? It's not all about the money. It's not all about popularity contests. It's not about who can get the most likes, but it's really about acting with integrity, and it's about doing something that you're passionate about, and it's about sticking with it. It's about endurance. It's about motivation. It's about creativity. And so that's something that I want to put out there. And then also teaching them the importance of multiple streams of income. I sit my children down a lot of times and we talk about different things, and I talk to them about income. I talk to them about revenue. I talk to them about different, having multiple streams of income, and the reason why. Because, just saying, hey kids, you need to have multiple streams of income, in my opinion, that's good, but I want my children to know the why behind it. So this is why I'm saying multiple streams of income. What will happen if this happens? What will happen if this stream of income closes? What will happen if this happens, God forbid? And so I always want them to start, to be thinking ahead and thinking for the future as well as the present. And so, like I said, me starting a business, me running the business, even my ups and downs, me opening my salon, me closing my salon, me hiring, me having different meetings, everything that I do, a presentation, it's really showing them as well, how to move forward in business. And I remember I was working on a presentation and my son was like, Mom, do you have any extra paper? And I'm like, yeah, use this paper. And I really didn't know what he was doing, because my son, he loves creating different projects. He loves creating different, different like sculptures and things like that with paper. He's very creative, and he wanted paper. And so I gave him paper, and I saw him in his room writing things down and having a presentation with himself. And I see so much of me in all of my children, but I can tell you at that moment, it's not even that I was so happy that he wanted to do something I was doing. I was just more so happy that he's picking up on what I'm doing. And I was just so amazed that, wow, children pick up on so much. They're like a sponge. And so, like I said, being a parent and being an entrepreneur can definitely go hand in hand. You don't have to really separate the two. Of course, there are going to be moments and times when it's not appropriate for your children to be around, or different events that children aren't going to be able to go to, and things like that. But for the most part, you can make it fun. Have fun with your business. It doesn't always have to be black and white and stuffy, and just by the I'm going to do this, it doesn't have to be like that all the time. Relax and enjoy your journey. And then the last tip that I have is don't look at your children as obstacles. I hear so many people constantly talk about, when they refer to their children, it's like they're referring to them as being obstacles. I could do this if I ain't have them, and they the reason I can't do this. And it's like, I never allowed my children to be the reason why I couldn't do something that I wanted to do. For example, even when I was a young mother, I had my first child when I was 19. So I was pregnant when I was 18. And I knew from that moment that my life wasn't going to be as easy as, you know, someone without a child. I don't even want to say that. That's not even a fair assumption. But you don't have to settle for, you know, not doing anything, giving up on your dreams, and, oh, I had a baby, so that's the reason I can't do anything. I'm not going to say it didn't, you know, it won't change your life in some aspects. I'm not saying that everything's going to just be the same, you know, I'm not. There were a lot of things that I had to do differently as far as being a young mother, a lot of things. But I don't regret it. You know, I don't regret it at all. Come on. I don't regret it. You know, I wouldn't change it if I could. Now, I'm not saying go out, and if you're, you know, a teenager watching me, I'm not saying go out and just have a baby purposely when you're not ready, but I'm saying that it didn't stop me. And so it doesn't stop me with my business either. You know, if anything, it helps me, it motivates me. And sometimes I wonder to myself, you know, how would I have been if I didn't have my children? Would I it? You know, I don't know, but I can tell you that my journey helped mold me into the person that I am today. And, you know, allow it to help into the person that you're becoming, into the person that you want to be as well. And so I just wanted to quickly put this out as a heart to heart, that having children does not stop your ability to take care of yourself, nurture your dreams, and embark on your journey. Having children does not stop you, nor your ability to become an entrepreneur and a business owner. You know, my children love to see me happy. I love to see them happy, you know, and so they talk about my business a lot, just like I talk about my business. They're excited about it. They're interested. They always want to go to an event if I'm going to it. If I'm in a magazine, they get excited to look at the magazine. When I was on the radio, they were tuning in and listening to me on the radio. And so they're excited about it. It's something that they're proud of, and it's something that I'm proud of. And it's not, you know, they're proud because I made this much money, or they're proud because I sold this much, but they're proud because I'm doing something that makes me happy. So you'll be surprised about, you know, how your relationships with everyone changes once you are actually happy and fulfilled in your life. And I'm not saying that every day you're going to be happy and every day is going to be lollipops and gumdrops, but I am saying that there's a sense of fulfillment that will have you walking, talking, and acting differently, and not in a way that's negative or snobby, but in a way that's confident and happy with the position that you're in, and the path that your life is taking. So I hope this video helped. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.